You know those gray metal walkers? Patented in 1970 by Alfred A. Smith, complete with dirty tennis balls. How did this become the walker standard in America? Why is this still the standard today? We deserve better than this.
I have a really exciting vlog for you guys today, but of course I need to give some background. I was born with a connective tissue disorder called hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and while I may look normal on the outside, all of the collagen that my body is made up of is hyperflexible and fragile. It's been hard grappling with the fact that over the last couple of years my chronic illnesses certainly have gotten worse, but there is one female-owned brand who has been consistently in my corner since the beginning of my chronic illness journey, and that has been Nova. I am here at Nova showing you guys the behind the scenes of everything Nova mobility aids. We'll go on a little tour behind the scenes and talk to the key players of this company, just a handful of them. At the end, we'll be meeting up with Sue, who is the CEO. You've seen her in some of my past videos where I did an interview with her in the past. But today's vlog doesn't actually start here at Nova. It starts at the Portland airport, recounting my first ever experience on a plane, let alone as a mobility aid user. We made it to the airport. Everybody was really nice at check-in, no issue. But also look at how beautiful the Portland airport is. There's like a bookstore, a clothing store, a coffee shop, a restaurant. It feels like Animal Crossing in here. Like I used all my Nook miles to get here. You weren't gonna tell me about this, Lloyd? Info down. Thank you. That's a good man, guys. All I gotta worry about is my cane. I did bring my Nova Shoehorn cane that I customized. If I knew how nice this experience would have been at this airport, I might have considered bringing my rollator. I get a little nervous, so I took my cane instead. And how incredibly privileged and fortunate am I to have had such a positive experience at TSA regarding my mobility aid. Everything went swimmingly, but unfortunately that's not the common reality for many mobility aid users when it comes to air travel. I want to use my platform today to shine light on an up-and-coming story regarding the wrongful death of Hunter Adkins. Disability advocate and writer Emma Layden does an amazing video on this that I will be inserting and linking in the description below, but I highly implore you guys to check out her channels. She's a very smart lady and she worded this way better than I ever would have been able to, and it's absolutely infuriating.
A young disabled man died after being dropped out of a wheelchair while boarding a flight. Why is no one talking about this story? Let me fill you in. According to a new wrongful death suit filed by his family, Hunter Adkins, a 24-year-old with muscular dystrophy who used a wheelchair, was traveling on Allegiant Air with his father and his 9-year-old brother in West Virginia in March 2024. Here's what went wrong. The flight's captain was allegedly rushing the boarding process so that the plane could take off in 20 minutes, which led to many errors. When transferring Hunter from his personal motorized wheelchair to an airline loaner chair, narrow enough to fit the aisle, only one handler helped him, even though 2 were required. Other attendants were busy loading luggage to make up time. The loaner chair also allegedly lacked the required safety straps. While being pushed up the ramp when he should have been pulled, the chair struck a transition plate at the aircraft doorway, causing Hunter to fall face first to the floor. The wheelchair and the attendant then collapsed on top of him. Hunter suffered multiple blunt force injuries, was taken to the hospital, and died the next day. Now, if you've heard this story, which is highly unlikely considering it's barely being reported on, you might be shocked. But you shouldn't be, because airlines lose or damage roughly 30 wheelchairs a day. You heard that right, 30 wheelchairs a day, 30 lives upended every single day. And no one's talking about it. And this isn't even the first time a life has been taken. In 2021, activist Ingracia Figueroa died, and a lawsuit alleges it was because United Airlines broke her custom wheelchair, and an injury she sustained from the loaner chair eventually killed her. Now, for Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg introduced sweeping protections for disabled travelers, including improving airline attendant training, but Trump got rid of those right when he entered office. Hunter Atkins should be here today. His life shouldn't have ended in front of his 9-year-old brother so that a flight could take off on time.
So that's unacceptable. In 30 wheelchairs a day, that is outrageous. I really do hope that Allegiant Airlines is held responsible for the wrongful death of Hunter Atkins. He should be with us here today. I did have a very privileged airport experience. I threw up on the plane. Yeah, unfortunately, I deal with a lot of motion sickness. That's why I'm like almost 25 with no license, is because every time I step foot in a moving vehicle, I get motion sick. And I thought planes would be different. No, I did get sick on the plane. Even though the flight was only 2 hours, I did throw up. Unfortunate reality of traveling with a chronic illness, but after we landed in Ontario, we hopped on 2 separate shuttle buses to our rental car because we're balling on a budget, and a little kid stole my Kuromi neck pillow. I know who you are. I will find you. Good morning from the hotel, and today we are going to Nova Mobility Aids headquarters. I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday. I have like really bad vestibular issues. My balance is terrible. I have really bad depth perception. So using a cane daily helps me not only locate where the ground is for my next step because I have bad depth perception and I can't always tell, but it also helps me keep the weight off of my knees and ankles that constantly feel like dislocating. Not me not seeing Brandon kicking his feet in the background, okay? This has been my daily driver cane recently. It is a wide platformed cane that has this hook, which is called a shoehorn, to help you put on your shoes without having to bend over. And of course, it has a custom vampire doll paint job, like my wheelchair that I did a couple videos ago here. You can't really tell on camera, these white bones are a reflective material, so if I am using my cane outside at night, I am much more visible to passing cars, and it's a little bit safer for me. I have info in case I ever forget my cane somewhere on the back here that I will not be showing you guys. Inside my little fish cake pouch, I have Quiz Ease, nausea relief, my loop earplugs because the airport was quite noisy and overstimulating. I have lemon ginger chews because I am a very nauseous person. I'm gonna off camera film a little get ready with me, and I'll check in with you guys when I'm in the car. Transport chair, I have mine in the deep purple. I have this exact rollator, but the pastel pink one. Mobility bag, but mine is the black leather one. Fluffy rollator covers, but mine are the black fluffy. The lumbar support for your back and your butt, love it. That's a really pretty hot pink. It's like an in-between hot pink magenta. Deep ruby red. This is the dark purple one that we were outside with earlier.
I'm Melissa. I'm part of the marketing team here at Nova. I do a lot of graphics, updating content, a little bit of social media, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Exactly. So actually a personal experience here. In 2022, I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, and that was a very hard diagnosis.
Oh, for sure.
And the changes that my body went through were very difficult. And around maybe a year later, I started working at Nova. So obviously being part of marketing and doing graphics and being someone who lives with a disability every day with a chronic illness, it made sense for someone like me to kind of come in and do the marketing.
Thank you so much for sharing your personal story behind how you got here.
Yep.
And it just makes it so much more personable knowing that people with chronic illnesses and disabilities are actually behind this company
Absolutely.
here.
I have a few of the sugar canes. I do have a rollator. We have our new Gemini, which is great.
I saw that.
Yeah, so our Gemini and my boyfriend, my caregiver, was very excited when we started putting this one out because it's a 2-in-1 rollator transport chair.
Best of both worlds.
Exactly. We live so close to Disneyland, so we would just go after work. Sometimes the rollator is great, but sometimes I just wanted to be able to sit.
Yes, that is the reality. We were actually just talking about that because we saw the big Universal sign. And I was like, I've never been to Universal, but if I did, I would need transport here.
Absolutely.
You cannot, doing the full days on your feet, it's so hard.
It's a long day.
And the lines, absolutely not.
Yeah, so anytime we go out to a big concert or somewhere where I know I'm going to be on my feet a lot, I mean, my symptoms, my legs fall asleep. So that makes it very difficult to walk and
I can
stand.
imagine so.
Yeah, and I actually, before this, I was a teacher, and so coming into marketing makes a lot of sense because I think there's a lot of
It's educational.
Yeah, it's educational. A lot of people just don't know that these products are out there. You know, you get injured and the doctor's not necessarily telling you, well, this is your road to recovery. You need these products.
And like when it comes to mobility aids, a lot of people are almost scared and shameful about starting to use them.
There's a lot of shame.
I can
around
imagine, like you too, your chronic illness was something that developed later on. So you weren't always a mobility aid user, and transitioning into becoming a mobility aid user, especially later in life, it's something that's kind of difficult.
It happens to most of us, you know. I don't know if it's PC to say, but you either die young or you end up disabled.
Yes, absolutely.
Everyone's gonna live with it, whether you're the one experiencing it or you are the one caring for someone.
Absolutely.
Receiving care and giving care.
It's just a human experience.
It's a human experience for sure.
Absolutely. Melissa said her mom takes care of the flowers here. And I have to say she does an amazing job. So good job, Melissa's mom. These are beautiful. That was the first thing I noticed when I pulled up to the building, was how insanely beautiful the flowers are.
Leilani. I'm the customer service manager here at Nova. I've been here for 10 years. We have a small but mighty team. So if you call into the 800 number, it's one of us plus Mooney.
Mooney!
He's our head of security.
Head of security. Hello, mister.
We are the face of Nova, the headlines of Nova.
Yeah.
When you call that 800 number, you get myself, my team. I love your customization.
Yes,
Very
the
fun.
customized shoehorn.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to bland mobility. That's why I love your guys' brand so much, is you're always doing crazy colors.
Accessorize.
Well, thank you for chatting with us today.
Yeah,
and
you're
Mooney
very
is adorable
welcome.
too. I'm
Thank
obsessed.
you.
She's adorable.
My name is Robin. I am the operations management for the company.
Yeah.
I've been with this company for 28 years.
Oh my goodness, heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome. What's your favorite part of it?
The people, everything that we do,
people.
yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
You've been here longer than I've been alive.
It's not the first time I hear that.
I'm making the company go round.
We always try.
We appreciate it.
It's
We
been such
appreciate
an
it.
amazing ride for me. And getting to know people, it's just an amazing experience.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Hello, husband.
Hello.
What have you learned over the years of being with somebody with a chronic illness, and when it comes to like when I'm feeling like crap, what do you run to rush to do?
First things you could do is like things that you can change, like temperature, or barf bag, having things at your reach, like a heating pad or
Ooh, heating pad.
just water, liquid IV. Ice packs have helped you immensely.
Ice packs.
Yes.
Oh, love me an ice pack.
Random disclaimer.
It wouldn't be a video about chronic illness if I did not bring up KN95 masks as well. I am still a daily masker, but this is a very bad look for me, as at some point between the chaos of that first flight and getting to the hotel, I lost our masks. Like, genuinely don't know if room service came by or what. I was in the business industry area and had no idea where it was on a very strict time schedule. Truly, do as I say, not as I do. Give me my slap on the wrist that I deserve right now, but I am still a daily masker, and you guys should be too.
I try to think of what would help before asking you. Like the rollator would be perfect for this, and you can preemptively throw it in the car, and they'll be like, "Did you already throw this in the car?" And you're like, "Yes, sorry." I thought about you.
Sue is an incredibly kind and humble woman who will not talk about herself unless prompted. So I need you guys to understand me when I say she might genuinely be the closest thing we have to a human Wonder Woman. She's not only the CEO of one of the final remaining independent mobility aid companies.
So this is a Nova Marketing back in the 90s.
And you guys are killing it then too. You guys had colors back then.
We were the first to have colors.
No,
on
seriously.
rollator and have some positive marketing.
Even add a sexy snow leopard seat cover. Choose the color and options that complement your own personal taste and lifestyle. Add a leopard mobility clutch for your cell phone, a flashlight attachment for the evening, a leopard mobility bag for your personal belongings, and a back cushion for some good-looking comfort. And then you can go with some sass and style.
She's also a farmer and a beekeeper, wildly invested in native wildlife, an environmentalist.
I don't like plastic at all. Try not to use it. And in a lot of our packaging, we try to eliminate as much plastic packaging as possible, but in some cases we have to have it. We want people to recycle and reuse the plastic they can.
Of course.
What we also do is all the plastic we use at Nova, we offset it by working with a company called Clean Hub, and they have plastic reclamation centers in Indonesia, and they collect plastic out of the ocean in the same quantities that we
That's so
use.
amazing.
And so that way we are plastic
Offsetting
neutral.
it, yeah. She's actually a diver herself, and she has a ton of knowledge on marine life.
We had too many sea urchins and then destroyed the kelp forest.
And most importantly, a Hello Kitty fan.
And so Hello Kitty commissioned them to do this one.
No way.
And so that's obviously a school of
Yes.
fish, but
Love it.
it's because Hello Kitty's a diver too.
She's so cute.
You know, she could be president of the United
Yeah,
States.
she is.
And, you know, a diver and everything.
Whoa.
Oh, it's huge. This is awesome. Very neat.
That's crazy.
I didn't like that our stickers were crooked. Like people would put the stickers on crooked, and I'm like, oh, the stickers are crooked.
You put a line on it.
So we put a line on there, so it would be easier for them to put the stickers.
So if anything breaks, if you ever need a replacement,
Bearings, brake shoes, seat glides, every part of every product, we have it.
Oh, as the cables wear down over time to break.
Hand grips.
Hand grips.
You know, it's so important to us. When I first started Nova, our competitors didn't do this, and they thought that I was crazy doing this because it was very expensive to roll later. We said it's like your best friend.
You use it every day till it's worn down.
And the wheels wear down because you guys are using it so much. We have a lifetime warranty on the frame because we want you to use it forever. Years.
We've even had like people come in and we'll fix it right here in the back. Yeah. There was one woman too who spent maybe like, she goes on like so many trips traveling, and her transport chair. Yeah, she's like, I need new wheels. The brakes aren't working quite anymore, so she brought it in. Got it fixed up. She's like, oh, I have another trip coming up in like 2 weeks, so I need it done.
And back to Nova's Test Drive Center, where we're going to be trying out their newest product, the Nova Gemini 2-in-1 rollator and transport chair, which is a really cool upgrade from their Nova Get-Go rollator that I already have, as this one turns into a transport chair when needed. And honestly, for dynamic disability, I would say this is even more favorable than the Get-Go's, considering your health can be unpredictable, your chronic pain flares can be unpredictable, and if you need to sit and use it as a transport chair, you can do so. It comes with a faux leather storage bag underneath, and something that I was super impressed to see is that it actually folds down smaller than the Get-Go rollator, while simultaneously also being a transport chair. This is very space compact, and before you know it, Sue is kidnapping me and taking me to Manhattan Beach. Open.
That's the brakes too.
They're the brakes? No, I tried them. They're a little bit different than the other ones.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like it. They will return the favor and I'll take you to Cannon Beach. We'll show you our favorite.
I've actually been to Cannon Beach before.
So whimsical. It feels like you're in a storybook there.
It really does.
And the biggest thing I hated about Indiana was that you're landlocked.
Yes.
You're landlocked.
Yes. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, but my main crop is hazelnuts, and I sell it to a distributor, and I grow like tons of, fruits and vegetables and herbs. And then now I've gotten really, the last few years, really into flower.
Right.
And planting these huge meadows and weeds. Oh, I would be there.
This is sick. This is insane. Oh wow.
And then where's my wolf wheel? Oh yeah, he might be down there.
Down there hiding? Yeah.
And he's really cute. Oh, look at these guys are snuggling. The sheephead
They love each other.
and the eel.
They're best friends. That's so cool.
Start to shrink. So yeah, it's just an older jelly. It'll eventually like melt.
Which one?
One in the bag. We finished up the evening with dinner, and truly this was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I had such a blast, but today's video isn't done just yet, as Sue sent me home that Nova Gemini rollator, and you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna customize it and give it a complete vampire doll makeover. And while I don't dislike this carbon fiber, I am itching to paint it something a little more my style. I've been quite clingy since we got back from California. I literally have the full trio. I don't know why, but Brandon and I both have the type of autism where whenever we get something new, we want to take it apart immediately to know how it works. So do I recommend this as the average person? No, probably not. We are periodically taking pictures while disassembling this as far as we can to re-reference back when it comes time to reassemble. And would you look at that? This is like the 5th video in a row I've used this masking tape for crafts, and we are going to mask off the entire inner piece and the entire brake line because we just don't want to deal with having to paint around that, and also like the hand grips and brakes. Taking some rubbing alcohol, I'm just wiping off the frame before I paint to make sure that there's no oils or residue from our fingertips that would interfere with the paint. We went in with like 6 to 8 individual super light layered coats of this pastel pink paint, making sure we sanded in between layers if anything became more textured than we would have liked. And this clip is super aesthetically pleasing, but know that it's sped up like a million times because this took quite a bit longer than originally anticipated. There's been a little bit of a time warp, and while I was asleep, Brandon was so lovely and reassembled it for me. It's definitely kind of hard to film in an all pink room. It's really not doing it justice, but we did get it all pink. And like my cane and my manual wheelchair, I would love to put some reflective vinyl bones along the sides and front just so I'm more visible at nighttime, but it also gives it that really cute pastel goth look. So I got my Cricut set up and I'm gonna go into a Cricut design space. I'm just gonna cut as many bones as possible on this mat so I have some backup ones for my chair. The very last of this reflective vinyl that I have, I just like want to spam it and get as many bones out of it as I can. Oh, poor girl. Tiny, you're okay. Oh, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't mess up the print. I wish the camera did it more justice because this white is actually like a luminescent, super reflective white, but on camera it just looks dark because it's reflecting all the light back at the camera. Key is to like only put it down a little bit, so if you need to make an adjustment you can. But what if it gets chipped? But what if it peels off? You know, the reality is with daily use, this paint will get chipped. These vinyl things will pop off. And you know what I can do then? Give it a respray. Cut a new piece of vinyl. With mobility aids being something that I use every single day, I need to go into it just while knowing my paint job's gonna get chipped. Now granted, if I was a normal person and I could just leave my stuff alone without giving it a paint job, I wouldn't have this issue. That carbon fiber would not do you dirty like spray paint might. But also, never once in my life have I been a normal person. I'm sorry, I cannot pretend to be so. For me, mobility aids have become a really important part of my quality of life. Dealing with a disability sucks so effing bad that if I can't have some cute little pastel goth vibes, I might actually lose my mind. For me, customizing mobility aids is so worth it. Because duh, I'm a fashionista. If I can make it match my outfit, I will. And something that I think is so cute and ironic is a little tongue-in-cheek that I put all of the bones on here, knowing damn well I have a connective tissue disorder that affects my bone stability. And I really take inspiration from styles like Yami Kawaii. You know, and it has medical motifs for, I definitely think, more mental health reasons. Girl, do I love it for the chronic illness representation. Little reflective bones all along the frame. Very cute. Is it factory perfect? Of course not. But is it vampire doll? Hell yeah. Sometimes I walk, sometimes I roll. Transport bag that they gifted me a long time ago that I've completely enamel pinned out. Been really nice to have a specific place for my enamel pin collection. And of course, they have the permanent enamel pin backing, so I can't lose these very easy. We just wrapped up making my rollator very vampire doll-esque. Now I have to go run some errands, and I figured I'd take you guys along with me. My first stop today is the postal service. My complete genome is in this box. I have my genetic testing in here. There are 13 different types of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, some more dangerous than others, hypermobile being the most common. Hypermobile does not have a genetic link, so they just diagnose you with hypermobile primarily first based off of your Beighton scale, basically how flexible you are. I'm a very flexible person, so obviously I scored on that, but simultaneously I do have some very questionable family history when it comes to AV malformations, vascular issues, clotting disorders in my family, things that are definitely red flags towards potential other types of EDS. I am getting my genetics tested. It is in that box there. I need to mail it back to the lab where they can run my genome, and I will give you guys the update on that in the future for sure. The second thing is in regards to this giant ass medical binder of mine is a script from my doctor for a disability placard. I got my last script paper from my doctor, and we're gonna go head into the auto licensing place now. Wish me luck, and I'm not gonna have it immediately out the gate. It's something that comes in the mail like a week or two later. I didn't have to wait for the mail. Got me crying in front of the buy mark. Come on. I started crying and Brandon's like, oh, we should park somewhere with a little more privacy. I said, you can park in disabled parking. I thought I was gonna have to like wait 2 weeks.
That was a big step, and they're just like...
She is the same lady that when we were getting our plates, she asked what we do, and I said we build computers.
So you guys are nerds.
So you guys are nerds. Okay, so editing Zoe here, girl, you look insane. And I want to give the preface that I really did not anticipate such a huge wave of emotions to hit me in the car after getting my placard. I really thought I could just straight face this as if it were any other little errand I had to run without acknowledging really how big of a milestone this is. This is something that has been a long time coming, that I have been deliberating for quite some time, because I do think visually I look pretty much like a normal person, so I gaslight myself about my symptoms quite a bit. But this trip to California, where I threw up on the plane and I struggled to get on from one shuttle bus to another shuttle bus, and the overall parking in California, let alone now that I live near the Portland metro area, parking is very limited here too, where we have parking garages 5 blocks away from events. By the time you get to the event, your vertigo and dizziness and nausea and car sickness, blah, 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 blah. I feel like crap 24/7, truly, and I explained this all and advocated for myself to my medical professional, and you know what they did? They validated all of my cares and concerns and was like, yeah, girl, it sounds like you've needed one for some time. The process was not terrible. It was actually pretty easy, but it's not like they hand these out like candy. You really do need to have a condition that qualifies you for one. And with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and all my comorbidities that come with, it is a genetic condition that I was born with, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. So I did qualify for a disabled parking permit, but it still was very, very bittersweet because not once in my life as a little kid did I imagine that at 24 I'd be needing one of these. You know, God forbid a disabled girl needs a taco. Mi pastor, it's amazing. After some celebration tacos, we wanted to take the Nova Gemini out and about and get some clips. And you guys would not believe me without this clip if I said this next scene was not staged, because I genuinely had the most beautiful conversation with another mobility aid using stranger who had no idea I was just crying in my car about my placard. So this was like perfect timing. I'm so grateful to live in a state that is more, como se dice, disabled friendly. Like living in Indiana, there was hardly trails to begin with. We were not hiking in Indiana. What are you hiking? The cornfield? And then the trails that were there were not accessible at all whatsoever. Love your rollator!
It's nice to keep trying.
It absolutely is, and it's nice to see young people too. Like, look at us.
100%. That's why I'm like, I know we all have bad days.
We all have bad days.
And it's okay, but also like keep trying.
Absolutely. Well, have a great rest of your day. I'm not gonna keep bothering you.
No, you're great. I'm meeting a friend in a chair, so I'm gonna go walk out for my.
Awesome. Cool deal.
Aw.
Have a great rest of your day.
It's
Enjoy
amazing.
this really nice weather.
Yeah.
Ran into another younger lady who was using a rollator too, talking about how she changes between the chair and the rollator. She had a really cute service dog. And if that's not literally the most wholesome note to end this video off on, I don't know what is. Being disabled and having chronic illness is incredibly hard, but having the right community surrounding you is the most important part. So that's been the behind the scenes at Nova, my favorite mobility aid company. I love everybody here dearly. It is so reaffirming to know that there are actual people with chronic illnesses and experience being a caregiver and having disabilities behind a company that so markets towards us. I am a big fan of Nova Mobility Aids. Without their constant support over these past few years, I wouldn't have been able to access the mobility aids that I've needed for my worsening condition. At the end of the day, I am just a chronically ill girl. My disability's been getting worse over the last few years, and to have a company that so full-heartedly supported me from day one has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for having me and making this such a lovely experience. Love you guys. Bye.